Russian country?
No, he had a new computer.
Actually, no. I'll tell you what we can do it.
We need also audio because we do not have the embedded there. So for that we need also audio on.
Vous pouvez avoir un numéro pour appeler si ça marche pas?
Ah oui, bien sûr.
Ah oui, il est dans le service. Ah oui, je demande. Quand tu appelles,
Yeah, but it was perfect.
It has to be accepted both by the Czech Republic and also the neighboring countries. And this, of course, creates a lot of nervousness. What is the impact? And I will show that it has no legal impact to their neighbors, but we will discuss this tonight. And without this clarification on the ratification in itself, I will not open on consultation on names. I will not even have an informal discussion on names, because there's no use to open up a process if you don't know when it ends.
An ambitious agreement on climate change.
If we can commit ourselves to a financial target for investing in mitigation adaptation, which will be based on conditionality from others committing themselves to reductions, I think this will be a sign of leadership from Europe, but I also know that this will be followed by internal discussions, because there are of course differences among the member states in the ability to pay. And we are also trying to reflect that, and that will be part of our discussions tonight.
Dobrý podvečer. Mohl byste nám říct ohledně českých záruk, ohledně Lisabonské smlouvy z vyjádření maďarských a slovenských představitelů o jednání Visegrádské čtyřky, jako by se zdálo, že se ta jednání komplikují. Maďarský premiér nebo ministr zahraničí mluvil dokonce o vetu. Jaký vy z toho máte pocit?
To je právě to, co říkáte, to se počem ty vaše slova. To by se zdálo. Takže reakce se řeší tehdy, naše reakce, když je nějaký návrh na stole, ten mezi nemáme jeho odůvodnění a teda máme na to dneska celý večer a já pevně věřím, že dojdeme k nějakým dobrým výsledkům.
Takže maďarští a slovenští politici podle vás říkají nesmysly?
No ne, proč by říkali nesmysly? Oni říkají prostě něco, co já vnímám z médií, nikoliv z debaty s nima, hlavně to není nad nějakým návrhem textu, jo? To je podstatné. Vždycky se jedná o něčem, s čím se přijde, vysvětlí a to se potom může buď to oponovat nebo akceptovat. Tak daleko zatím tady ještě nejsme.
Děkujeme mnohokrát.
Premiére, na ten slovenský požadavek, aby v závěrech rady bylo ještě nějaké vyjasnění vztahu charty a Benešových dekretů.
Až uvidím tu formulaci.
Děkujeme.
Chytřejší.
When is Klaus going to give his signature?
Question for German television, please.
Hello, Prime Minister. Very nice to see you again.
Good to see you again. How are you?
Hello, Ambassador. Very well, thank you. Hello, Minister. How are you?
Respond to global warming, but negotiations are still ahead.
Yeah, but
About what? I hope for fair burden sharing. It will be reductions or not. Let's leave it for negotiations.
Thank you very much.
yes, how would you react if your colleagues would nominate you tonight for?
I don't think that they will nominate anybody tonight, but I'm hopeful that we can get the steps forward, because I think that we need a little bit time also to make some other arrangements. So I think that it's very nice that there are several names. I hope that we are cooperative, also concerning the Czech proposals.
Are you interested in such a post?
Let's see, let's see.
Kein einziges Mal und außerdem, um hoher Repräsentant zu werden, muss man Kommissar sein und Sie wissen, dass der Kommissar dann gleichzeitig auch Vizepräsident der Kommission wird oder Präsidentin wird. Also da ist ja die Voraussetzung gar nicht gegeben.
What do you think to a Blair resolution?
the minister. Okay.
Guten Tag. Ja, meine Damen und Herren, wir fahren als neue Regierung heute zum ersten Mal zum Rat und freuen uns natürlich. Thema diesmal wird im Wesentlichen die Frage des Klimaschutzes sein und wie sich die Europäische Union vorbereitet. Wir werden als Europäische Union deutlich machen, dass wir ein anspruchsvolles Klimaprogramm und Abkommen in Kopenhagen wünschen. Dazu bedarf es allerdings noch der Verpflichtungen auch der Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika und großer Schwellenländer. Wir werden hier sehr deutlich machen, was wir uns vorstellen, und wir werden auch deutlich machen, dass wir bereit sind, in Vorleistung zu gehen und auch im Bereich von Verpflichtungen, aber auch von Instrumenten wie Zertifikatehandel, aber dann auch natürlich finanziellen Hilfen Signale zu setzen. Aber es ist dann auch an den anderen deutlich zu machen, dass sie auch einen Erfolg wollen.
Eine sehr gute Gelegenheit, gleich am Anfang meiner neuen Amtszeit viele Kolleginnen und Kollegen kennenzulernen. Viele Kollegen kenne ich bereits aus früherer Tätigkeit und andere werde ich heute kennenlernen. Das ist eine glückliche Fügung, dass gleich am ersten Tag meiner Amtszeit die Möglichkeit besteht, gleich mit so vielen neuen Kollegen auch zusammenzutreffen. Und ich bin sicher, dass wir gemeinsam gute Ergebnisse für unser Land und für Europa erreichen können.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
pas besoin de nous. Il y a des délégations qui n'ont absolument pas besoin de nous. Oui, oui.
Good evening. I was wondering, who is your favorite candidate?
I'm not going to comment on names. This is indeed a very important summit. It's a very heavy agenda, namely the institutional issue and climate financing. I really hope that the European Union continues to lead on the fight against climate change. As you know, the European Commission has put forward some figures, namely for the overall amount of finance we need to help developing countries. We have proposed 100 billion euros by 2020 to help the developing countries cope with climate change. I hope that this figure will be accepted as the reference value for our member states. And so in that case, we can go on to Copenhagen with a strong position, asking also others to make important efforts. This is a shared responsibility, and it is very important that all commit to the fight against climate change. And it is very important that all essential.
I think it is necessary to have agreement, because without agreement in the European Union, it is impossible to achieve agreement in the global scale in Copenhagen, because we are leaders. So on leaders is a special responsibility. But we should take, first of all, saying about burden sharing, about solidarity in the European Union is necessary.
talk to Zambia. He knows. Okay.
No, Minister. Nice to see you again. Please.
I'm happy to say, very happy to say, that we managed today to reach an agreement. EU now has a very strong negotiating position when the countdown to Copenhagen now has started. A position that enables European Union to continue taking lead in the negotiations, a position that encourages others to deliver.
We can say now that we are in a position to drive the momentum towards Copenhagen. Honestly, I think we are now at a very, very critical moment. There are many people that believe that the Copenhagen summit is at risk. I think, and we think, that we can indeed make it a success. And the European Union is taking this leadership role very seriously.
When it comes to the discussions with some of the member states, as I pointed out, we made it voluntary to give resources to the Fast Start money, and we have put up a working group to say that we will look into the internal burden sharing, which will also reflect the ability to pay. So there you could say we have taken into account that there are differences between our member states. That's how we solved it internally. Of course, a lot of them already feel very clearly the effects of climate change.
That does not mean being naive. Our offers are not a blank check. We are ready to act if our partners deliver. If we want developing countries to come to the table with serious commitments, then we need developed countries to put money on the table for adaptation to climate change and to help finance developing countries' mitigation efforts. We need to put our money where our mouth is. And today the European Council has fully endorsed the figures put forward some weeks ago by the Commission, that by 2020, developing countries will need around 100 billion euros a year to tackle climate change. The European Union accepts that it will pay its fair share of this.
We have member states that are preparing Given the reactions from Prague to the deal, I'm confident that the Czech president will sign soon. Now we have one last obstacle to pass, that is the Czech Constitutional Court. The presidency is ready to act as soon as this happens, and the road to final ratification of the treaty is now open.